Hey everybody, Mrs. K here. So this week we're going to be talking about positive and negative space. So what is positive and negative space? Well, positive space is the space that the subject of the artwork occupies. So for instance, this black part of the scissors here, or this white part of the scissors in this half of the picture. What is negative space? Well, negative space is the space around the object or the background. So it would be this white piece of paper or the black area that they colored in on this half of the picture. Let's look at some other examples. These are the Rubens vase ambiguous figure drawings by Edgar John Rubin. This is a very famous picture of either a vase or two faces. So depending on what you see first is what you determine to be the positive space or the negative space. If you see a vase, like this black area here, then you see that as the positive space. If you see two faces looking at each other, like these black figures here, then you see those as the positive space and the white space as the negative space. Either one is correct. You can either see the vase first and recognize that as positive space and the white part as negative, or the two faces as positive and the white space as negative in the background. Either one is correct. So let's compare. Here we have three images of a house. This house is very small and the grass is very small and has a big white background. That picture is mostly negative space, mostly a white background. The next picture is more balanced, it's equal. It has about the same amount of white space as it does black space, or negative space as it does positive space. The next picture is mostly positive space. It has a big dark subject, the house, and has very little showing in the background or in the negative space. One artist who uses positive and negative space is M.C. Escher. M.C. Escher was not a popular artist until he was almost 70 years old. He was a graphic artist and he used a lot of math to make his artwork. And the type of artwork that he made was called printmaking. Think of printmaking as making big and fancy stamps that you make yourself. He's really well known for making impossible objects like staircases that lead to nowhere and positive and negative space tessellations. Tessellations are like the artwork that you see over here. How we start with blackbirds at first, but the blackbirds end up fitting in between the fish here. And the fish are these white spaces as well. So they're two images that fit like puzzle pieces perfectly together. M.C. Escher is also Dutch. That means he was born in the Netherlands. This is the Netherlands flag over here. Let's look at some of his artwork. This artwork is titled Hand with Reflecting Sphere, and it was made in 1935. You could see that he drew himself holding up the sphere, and then he drew whatever is in the sphere. So it looks like his room, and it's like an optical illusion. It looks very 3D. This is one of his most famous works, and it's called Day and Night. It was made in 1938. You could see that it starts like a bird's eye view over a little town, and these are patches of farms, but then slowly the farms start to form into black and white birds that are then flying over the rest of the picture. This is called Study of Regular Division of the Plane with Reptiles. So this is another example of tessellations. You can see that each reptile fits perfectly in space with another reptile. They're like puzzle pieces. He uses this artwork in many other artworks as well. This is another one of his famous drawings called Drawing Hands, made in 1948. Drawing with hands is a good example of how he likes to draw 2D work and then slowly make it look 3D. So it looks like his hands are drawing each other, but this whole thing is one drawing, which is pretty cool. This is lastly one of his other really popular pictures that anybody who looks at it would say that's an M.C. Escher drawing. This is called Relativity, and it's made in 1953. These staircases are an example of his impossible pictures, staircases that lead really to nowhere. So, it's kind of like the staircases in the first Harry Potter movie, if you've seen those. These people are walking, and look, they're kind of sideways. They're walking up and down the stairs at the same time, but then they lead to the sideways wall. These people are walking down, but look, people are walking on the upside down part of the staircase as well. This door is sideways. These people are eating lunch sideways. So it is a mismatch. And he used a lot of math in order to get this drawing, which is pretty cool. All right, guys, I hope you learned a little bit about positive and negative space, and then also about an artist who used it, whose name is M.C. Escher. We'll see you next time.